Alright, what's going on, guys? Young46. This is the virtual tour event at Pinehurst, known as Pinehurst. Ah, nice. Might be in the bunker. We got away with it. Okay. Obviously the tees are up. Pretty simple pitch here.
You hit that one tight.
Pretty simple pitch, right? Biggest thing here, we want to hit the ding. It's very sensitive to misting, so need to be on the ding game here. Gonna hit this about 96% or so. Looking good. A little deep. Pretty good. Slightly deep, but should be a pretty easy putt.
Solid putt. Oh, you crushed it.
Yeah, just gonna carry the bunker here.
Good ball. That's a huge drive.
It's kind of a tight squeeze, I guess. So if you don't have a good tailwind, don't try it. Plus, you need to be semi-accurate. Obviously, we're hitting kind of into, I guess you call it an inlet here in between the two bunkers. But if you got a tailwind, you can clear it if you have the 287 driver. Don't know about the rest. Good pitch shot here. Or punch, what am I talking about? Wish it was a pitch. But that's not bad. Again, should be a little kick in. A little left to right, but we're gonna hit this so firm we really don't have to factor in a whole lot. Alright, need a good wind on 4. All wind dependent. Bad actually. I really like the direction. Ooh. Don't know if I can get home now. I really needed to be a little more aggressive down the left-hand side.
That's in the garden.
We should be okay. Carried pretty far. Yeah, it should be fine. Jesus. That's in the bunker. I don't know why. It's like a magnet to me. Bunker is like a damn magnet. Man, I would have carried that pretty good too. Would have been a pretty good distance. Maybe. It could have released and gone over too. I don't know. You never know. And when I'm looking at a bunker shot, really what I'm trying to map out is, it's not math, it's just feel, right? So I'm picturing it land and then I'm picturing it rolling. I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for how, in my head, how much do I think it's going to release. That's just more experience hitting shots. And then I'm also looking at the line, right? So once it's on the green, it becomes a putt essentially. So then I'm trying to think of it if it were a putt. So I'm kind of reading the line in my head. I'm thinking somewhere out here should be good. And then in terms of landing it, I like landing it right around 9 feet, but that's a pretty aggressive line. But so maybe we land it more like 8 yards. I don't know why I said feet. It's 2 a.m. So got me some slack here. I'm gonna go like 42%. I want to give it a chance to hole out, but I don't want to put myself in a position where I can make bogey, right? And that was kind of a good distance. I wish I would have dinged it, but it was enough to get to the pin, not enough to put me in trouble. And again, a lot of that's just feel, you know, knowing the release from hitting so many bunker shots on the various greens. So kind of a bad wind here. Not kind of, it is. So we're not going to be able to reach into, which is a bummer. 3-shot hole. No reason to really try to carry the little wasteland bunker there. And we really don't benefit from it. Even if I go real aggressive down the left-hand side here and hit a perfect drive, still not getting home. So we just want to play it safe. A little bit of course management there. And I was telling myself, just like on this shot, we're going to miss late. Miss to the side we have room. And don't put ourselves in trouble. This one always seems to play a little more left than what you think, right? And most of it's the camera angle is why. You can see where the camera's at. It's not lined up at all. I always try to play a little more out than I think it should play. Plus, with the wind blowing right to left, there's going to be a little bit of release, some side spin. It's just a safe place to be. So, where I like to try and leave it. I'm going to go full back here. There's nothing really wrong with that. Didn't give it a chance to go in, unfortunately. But I was not going to pull it. That's, you know, sometimes that's a lot what scoring really is. Not necessarily hitting dings and things like that. It's a lot of times it's your mishits too. Smart mishits. You guys have watched me enough to know, if you're not new to the channel, that I'm not the most prolific dinger on this game. I just don't. But I try to be smart. Try to put myself in good position. So let's say right here, you know, if I was going at the pin, I would go right here. But if I'm off just a little bit, or the club precision's off and it doesn't quite turn as much as I think, or it starts a little right of the line, then we miss the green, right? I'm gonna take a little bit off, and if I end up left to the pin, so be it. It's not a bad putt, and I think it gives us the best chance of making birdie. And if I do, you know, let's say I pull it a little bit, well, maybe I get away with it because I didn't play as much wind. Or I'm sorry if I miss late. So just trying to think my way through each and every shot. You can see it didn't turn nearly as much. So if I would have played that on the original line, probably would have went off the green, because the green slopes, it would be green slopes this way, obviously, as you can see. So if I miss just a little bit, let's say I miss right here, on champ 13, it goes all the way off. Not my favorite approach shot. It always plays, I don't know, sometimes it plays a little funky, depending on what club we have in. What I'll tell you on this hole is if you get a big tailwind off the tee, you might have to show a little restraint. Sometimes I hit 95, 94% power. Just because of the way it's angled. You know, we can't take it left or right really. We're trying to go into a dog leg here. So sometimes I'll take power off just to make sure I put it in the fairway. Because ultimately that's what's important. Because if you go through the fairway here, you're in brush and it's no good. All right, what do we got? I like hitting it about 130, 135, 136, somewhere in there. This is another one of those camera angles I don't always trust. I like to click it into this view and aim that way. I feel like it's a little more accurate. What did I say? 135, 136, somewhere in there. Again, if I was going to miss ding, we miss ding left because it can go off the green on the other side.
Very nice shot.
Always try to do that for every single shot. Being a player who dings around, lately it's been between 40 and 45% on average. So obviously we have to play for the miss hit. Initially, I just kind of like hitting this really firm. I mean, I do think it's going to break a little bit. I don't think it's going to break as much as we're seeing. I like just kind of powering it through and hitting the big pull and missing the putt. Yeah, that's good. And if I ding it, it's in. Still having some growing pains. I switched to this browser tonight. I'm just having too many issues with WaterFox. With the meter just goes from great to terrible in 2 shots. So I've noticed the meter is a lot better with this browser, and I'll link the browser down below in case anybody's interested in it. Putting is what's taken me a little bit to get used to. I'm missing a lot of putts. I've played about 3 rounds with this browser now, and I'm struggling to ding putts for some reason. It seems to be giving me a little bit of a challenge. I got a pretty good distance in here. This is something we should be able to knock pretty tight.
Very nice shot.
It's going to be a little downhill putt, a little slippery. I kind of released a little more than I thought it would, but not too bad. Again, it's one of those where I'm probably just going to take most of the break out and ram it. So we see here it's breaking left to right, right? So it's breaking, I'll say, towards our body. And then in this view, it's breaking away from our body. Generally, when I get those, I like to hit it real firm, and it should end up being straight. Now, if we play that at speed, I'm sure it breaks to one direction or the other. That kind of enables us to take the guesswork out and hit something pretty aggressive in there. So this hole, we don't want to miss right. So if anything, we want to hit a pool. And I'm gonna aim sort of defensively. A little defensively. If we ding this, it's probably gonna go left of the flag. But that's okay, because the putt's not too bad. So we hit the pool. Okay. It was in the game plan. And we'll have a fairly simple putt. It's a little left to right if I remember right. Not a whole lot into it. Something we're just gonna ram again. I'm gonna put it right on the edge of the cup. I think even when we hit it at speed, it's fairly firm. It's gonna break a little bit. This should be fine. Gotta ding those putts, man. Scary. Know what it is, just haven't gotten a good feel for it. So the eagle at 1 helped us. Should have been 9 under on the front there. Missed that real easy putt. Okay. This is a good win. And it looks like the tees are up too. 78. Yeah, they're definitely up.
Good ball.
I like being pretty aggressive here because if we go over the back of the green, much better because we're working uphill. Everything on the screen slopes from, well, once we get to this little, you can see where the grass is a little darker. So this starts a little bit of a downslope here. From about, I'd say a yard or two past the pin, everything's going to release down the hill. And then from here, it kind of goes this way, right? So if we're going to make a mistake, we might as well go ahead and make it long. Bunkers, okay, it's not really where I'd prefer to be. I'd say this is probably playing the pin. D7, 245. We need to hit this probably like 238, I would say. Maybe about 96% for us. And that still's probably going to release over. Did not want to pull that. Didn't want to pull it, but acceptable. It's a very easy pitch up the hill, one that we can be quite aggressive with. Even if we go by a little bit, the putt is very easy. Very easy putt. Oh, little too firm. Slightly too firm. And if I'm going to miss here, honestly, I can miss either way. I can pull it and be fine. I could push it and be fine. So pretty wide open fairway from that perspective. This shot is very similar to number 2. If we miss ding, we're going to get punished pretty good. So kind of have to plan accordingly here. In terms of distance, I like about 183. 183 should be good. Now we need to hit the ding, which is the hard part. Ooh. A little offline, but I don't mind being on this side. It's a putt we can be pretty aggressive with. It's a nice uphill putt, so we can put a nice little aggressive hit on it. Where I don't like being is over here. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. Down here is pretty straight. This putt's not too bad. Only problem is we're seeing 2 different lines here, right? So the dots here are moving much slower than here. So what I've been doing lately is just kind of adjusting the camera angle around a little bit. We can see, we might be seeing a little bit of slope there. The view we're getting might be a little bit of slope. A little bit of slope in that view too. I feel like this view is pretty good. Okay. Oh man. So I would say it breaks right here in this view. And then it's going to break a little bit more in the other view. So it's going to break like out here. I think I'm going to go with this view. Not this view, this line. Get my words right tonight.
Drained it.
Oh, up? No, it's not. Okay, it's playing normal. So we don't have to worry about all this stuff doesn't come into play. We can pull it, we can push it, should be just fine. I don't foresee any issues there.
That's in the garden spot.
Now, this hole can be tricky from an aiming perspective and from a distance perspective. Normally I like to add about 2 yards, depending on the spin I'm hitting, the percentage. So unfortunately it's not just kind of a blanket, hey, I hit this. So it's really dependent. Kind of like 163 in here. See, it's not a bad shot, but the putt's going to be real rough. It's going to be left to right, very hard break. That's not a gimme. It's still a good shot, but no gimme. I really like this view because we're seeing the dots kind of moving together, whereas here it's a little faster. But then we have to figure out which line's right. And I think they're both showing the same line. They're just showing it differently. I like hitting this pretty firm actually. Misting putter again. It is killing me these few rounds. I don't know why. I feel like there's a little bit of lag between when I click and when it's actually registering. But it could just be me. But that was a really makeable putt. I could have pulled that and been just fine. And same thing. I wasn't really trying to missing that side, but room on both sides to make a mistake.
Good ball.
So yeah, I really like the meter is really smooth with this browser, but I just feel like there's a tiny bit of lag and it's absolutely killing me. I'm gonna try to adapt to it, but I don't know. I'm very torn on this browser so far. That's a bummer, man. 2 ding putts and we're sitting at 13 under right now, in a very good position. Kind of same thing. I just aim down the middle and pull it, push it. Good. I like to add 3 on this hole. I'm pretty much treating it like it's 181. So that adjusted distance would be about 191. I could go 4-iron here, and it'd be okay, but not really my preference into this hole. I gotta watch going right here. So if I do anything, I need to pull it. And here's why you don't go right. Might come off the green. Stayed on, but it's just not a fun putt. I mean, it's uphill, which is good. It doesn't look like I actually caught some of the nastier break right here, it might actually be okay. Man. We're gonna be hitting this pretty firm. Kind of like this line right here. And still pretty good. Question is, I'm already thinking I want to miss late. If I'm gonna miss ding, let's just miss ding late. Go.
Drained it.
I think late goes in, ding goes in. One of those where we get away with either one, but that was not a good putt. We barely got that one in. This is kind of the same thing as that other par 3 we were talking about, right? So anything right of the pin potentially could come back and go in the bunker. So left of the pin is kind of our safety net. We could do it two ways. We can play out and pull it on purpose. Really isn't a bad play. Or we play a little less and play for the ding. I think either way is fine. It's really about knowing your tendencies. But I'm feeling pretty good with my irons right now. I'm like I'm in a pretty good ding. We're probably going to go left of the flag. Like I said, that's not a bad miss. Especially when you're a yard away. And generally what I do there, if I'm hitting a 4-iron, I typically add 2 yards. I don't know what it is, just 4-iron plays a little bit shorter. 3-iron plays pretty straight up. 5-iron I usually add 2. This is a kind of a bad wind. We're going to be hitting 3-wood in. I need to make sure I go down this side. I don't want to go towards this bunker. I need to be in this part of the fairway. Slightly dangerous. Now if we're going to miss ding, we have to miss late. It's going to be okay because I barely missed it. But anything harder, who knows, may have gone in the rough. Or it is. I feel like I'm really confident with the irons of this meter, but aside from that, I'm struggling. The browser's got me. I would say we had 10. We played at 247, which would be pretty much a straight up 3-wood. Two-fold here. This is the safe side. Anything over here could roll off, go in the bunker, yada yada. But if we end up short and we end up right in here, which is typically where I see most people missing and where I miss a lot, it's a really hard right to left breaking putt. Whereas if we can miss down here, it's a very straightish putt. But I think I have to play safe first. Yeah, that was a little too safe. Same thing, I'm just at zero confidence right now with this meter. So that's a huge round killer right there. It's an absolute dead round killer. Yeah, I gotta go for the all out. Oh, that's just like cruel. A little bit of hope and then it rips it away. Daggone it, man. Shame. Could have been a really good round too. Could have been a good round. You gotta hold it. I like 3-iron here. Now I'm trying to think. Whoa. Alright, so I'm trying to think what it's going to do when it's hit. I'm going to wait because I think that'll affect my meter while it's installing. But anyway, when it lands, what's it going to do? And I think into this wind, if we throw it a little bit past the pin, should spin back and go to our left. So I'm playing a little bit more to the right because of that. On a great line, but it's not going to go in. Needed to haul out. Yeah, see, like something with the putter on this meter. I intentionally tried to click early there, expecting there to be that little bit of lag. Still mislead. But with the irons, I don't know. It could just be in my head. I don't know. The irons feel so good. That's why I'm torn. But I need to be able to miss ding and ding putts when I need to. And on the side, I want to. This hole, add 3. So pretty much going to take a 6 iron. Take a little bit of spin off. We could hit 5, I guess. Either way is fine. And maybe right there, but again, I gotta go for the hole out here. Did that one. Distance was good. She's gonna have a little bit of break to her. I like that line right there. Now if I'm gonna miss, well, in theory I should pull it, but
Solid putt.
that was actually me trying to pull that. Yeah, not a very good round, but oh well. We did a little bit of talking there. Should have made that putt on 7 for sure. That putt was very easy. And 12 we should have made. So should have been a 53. I believe would have put us tied for the lead. A little unfortunate. 16, that was just a terrible, terrible 3-wood. I was trying to fight a pull and I ended up missing really, really late. But yeah, so this has been the Pinehurst virtual tour. Kind of a talk through. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment and chat. Make sure you like the video, and if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button.